Psalms 53. The empty-headed fool has said in his heart, "There is no God." Corrupt and evil are they, and doing abominable iniquity. There is none who does good. God looked down from heaven upon the children of men, to see if there were any who understood, who sought, inquired after, and desperately required God. Every one of them had gone backslidden and fallen away. They have altogether become filthy and corrupt. There is none who does good, no, not one. Have those who work evil no knowledge, no understanding? They eat up my people as they eat bread. They do not call upon God. There they are, in terror and dread, where there was and had been no terror and dread. For God has scattered the bones of him who encamps against you. You have put them to shame, because God has rejected them. Oh, that the salvation and the deliverance of Israel would come out of Zion. When God restores the fortunes of his people, then will Jacob rejoice and Israel be glad. Psalms 54. Save me, O God, by your name. Judge and vindicate me by your mighty strength and power. Hear my pleading and my prayer, O God. Give ear to the words of my mouth. For strangers and insolent men are rising up against me, and violent men and ruthless ones seek and demand my life. They do not set God before them. Selah. Pause and calmly think of that. Behold, God is my helper and ally. The Lord is my upholder, and is with them who uphold my life. He will pay back evil to my enemies. In your faithfulness, Lord, put an end to them. With a free will offering, I will sacrifice to you. I will give thanks and praise your name, O Lord, for it is good. For he has delivered me out of every trouble, and my eye has looked in triumph on my enemies. Psalms 55. Listen to my prayer, O God, and hide not yourself from my supplication. Attend to me and answer me. I am restless and distraught in my complaint and must moan. And I am distracted at the noise of the enemy, because of the oppression and threats of the wicked. For they would cast trouble upon me, and in wrath they persecute me. My heart is grievously pained within me, and the terrors of death have fallen upon me. Fear and trembling have come upon me. Fear, horror, and fright have overwhelmed me. And I say, oh, that I had wings like a dove. I would fly away and be at rest. Yes, I would wander far away. I would lodge in the wilderness. Selah. Pause and calmly think of that. I would hasten to escape and to find a shelter from the stormy wind and tempest. Destroy their schemes, O Lord. Confuse their tongues. For I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go about on its walls. Iniquity and mischief are in its midst. Violence and ruin are within it. Fraud and guile do not depart from its streets and marketplaces. For it is not an enemy who reproaches and taunts me, then I might bear it. Nor is it one who has hated me, who insolently vaunts himself against me, then I might hide from him. But it was you, a man my equal, my companion and my familiar friend. We had sweet fellowship together and used to walk to the house of God in company. Let desolation and death come suddenly upon them. Let them go down alive to Sheol, the place of the dead. For evils are in their habitations, in their hearts and their inmost part. As for me, I will call upon God, and the Lord will save me. Evening and morning, and at noon will I utter my complaint and moan and sigh, and he will hear my voice. He has redeemed my life in peace from the battle that was against me, so that none came near me, for they were many who strove with me. God will hear and humble them, even he who abides of old. Selah. Pause and calmly think of that. Because in them there has been no change of heart, and they do not fear, revere, and worship God. My companion has put forth his hands against those who were at peace with him. He has broken and profaned his agreement of friendship and loyalty. The words of his mouth were smoother than cream or butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Cast your burden on the Lord, releasing the weight of it, and he will sustain you. He will never allow the consistently righteous to be moved, made to slip, fall, or fail. But you, O God, will bring down the wicked into the pit of destruction. Men of blood and treachery shall not live out half their days. But I will trust in, lean on, and confidently rely on you. Psalms 56. Be merciful and gracious to me, O God, for man would trample me or devour me. All the day long the adversary oppresses me. They that lie in wait for me would swallow me up or trample me all day long. For they are many who fight against me, O Most High. What time I am afraid, I will have confidence in and put my trust and reliance in you. By the help of God, I will praise his words. On God I lean, rely, and confidently put my trust. I will not fear. What can man who is flesh do to me? All day long they twist my words and trouble my affairs. All their thoughts are against me for evil and my hurt. They gather themselves together, they hide themselves. They watch my steps, even as they have expectantly waited for my life. They think to escape with iniquity, and shall they? In your indignation, bring down the peoples, O God. You number and record my wrongdoings. Put my tears into your bottle. Are they not in your book? Then shall my enemies turn back in the day that I cry out. This I know, for God is for me. In God, whose word I praise, in the Lord, whose word I praise. In God have I put my trust and confident reliance. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Your vows are upon me, O God. I will render praise to you and give you thanks offerings. For you have delivered my life from death, yes, and my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of life and of the living. Psalms 57. Be merciful and gracious to me, O God. Be merciful and gracious to me, for my soul takes refuge and finds shelter and confidence in you. Yes, in the shadow of your wings will I take refuge and be confident until calamities and destructive storms are past. I will cry to God Most High, who performs on my behalf and rewards me, who brings to pass his purposes for me, and surely completes them. He will send from heaven and save me from the slanders and reproaches of him who will trample me down or swallow me up, and he will put him to shame. Selah. Pause and calmly think of that. God will send forth his mercy and loving kindness and his truth and faithfulness. My life is among lions. I must lie among those who are flame, the sons of men whose teeth are spears and arrows, their tongues sharp swords. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. They set a net for my steps. My very life was bowed down. They dug a pit in my way. Into the midst of it, they themselves have fallen. Selah. Pause and calmly think of that. My heart is fixed, O God. My heart is steadfast and confident. I will sing and make melody. Awake, my glory, my inner self. Awake, harp and lyre. I will awake right early. I will awaken the dawn. I will praise and give thanks to you, O Lord, among the peoples. I will sing praises to you among the nations. For your mercy and loving kindness are great, reaching to the heavens, and your truth and faithfulness to the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. Psalms 58. Do you indeed in silence speak righteousness, O you mighty ones? Or is the righteousness, rightness, and justice you should speak quite dumb? Do you judge fairly and uprightly, O you sons of men? No. In your heart you devise wickedness. You deal out in the land the violence of your hands. The ungodly are perverse and estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the venom of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder or asp that stops its ear, which listens not to the voice of the charmers or to the enchanter never casting spells so cunningly. Break their teeth, O God, in their mouths. Break out the fangs of the young lions, O Lord. Let them melt away as water which runs on apace when he aims his arrows. Let them be as if they were headless or split apart. Let them be as a snail dissolving slime as it passes on, or as a festering sore which wastes away, like the child to which a woman gives untimely birth that has not seen the sun. Before your pots can feel the thorns that are placed under them for fuel, he will take them away as with a whirlwind, the green and the burning ones alike. The unyieldingly righteous shall rejoice when he sees the vengeance. He will bathe his feet in the blood of the wicked. Men will say, surely there is a reward for the uncompromisingly righteous. Surely there is a God who judges the earth. Psalms 59. Deliver me from my enemies, O my God. Defend and protect me from those who rise up against me. Deliver me from and lift me above those who work evil, and save me from bloodthirsty men. For behold, they lie in wait for my life. Fierce and mighty men are banding together against me, not for my transgressions, nor for any sin of mine, O Lord. They run and prepare themselves, though there is no fault in me. Rouse yourself, O Lord, to meet and help me, and see. You, O Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, arise to visit all the nations. Spare none and be not merciful to any who treacherously plot evil. Selah. Pause and calmly think of that. They return at evening. They howl and snarl like dogs and go prowling about the city. Behold, they belch out insults with their mouths, swords of sarcasm, ridicule, slander, and lies are in their lips, for who they think hears us. But you, O Lord, will laugh at them in scorn. You will hold all the nations in derision. O my strength, I will watch and give heed to you, and sing praises, for God is my defense, my protector and high tower. My God in his mercy and steadfast love will meet me. God will let me look triumphantly on my enemies, those who lie in wait for me. Slay them not, lest my people forget. Scatter them by your power and make them wander to and fro. And bring them down, O Lord, our shield. For the sin of their mouths and the words of their lips, let them even be trapped and taken in their pride. And for the cursing and lying which they utter, consume them in wrath. Consume them so they shall be no more. and let them know until the ends of the earth that God rules over Jacob, Israel. Selah. Pause and calmly think of that. And at evening, let them return, let them howl and snarl like dogs and go prowling about the city. Let them wander up and down for food and tarry all night if they are not satisfied, not getting their fill. But I will sing of your mighty strength and power. Yes, I will sing aloud of your mercy and loving kindness in the morning. For you have been to me a defense, a fortress and a high tower, and a refuge in the day of my distress. Unto you, O my strength, I will sing praises, for God is my defense, my fortress and high tower, the God who shows me mercy and steadfast love.